Hey y'all, gravity, any day above ground, live it. Good morning to everybody. This is going to be a very quick live, and hopefully you'll join me later at 11 a.m. where we're going to chop up that fable with Howard Stern. But I was going to do this as a pre-uploaded video, but I figured it'd take too long, so I said let's just do it live so I can, get more engagement. Now, I was on Black Alpha's channel last night, and as I was talking with the brothers and sister that were on the panel, shout out to Torian, Afro Sage, and Miss Miriam, I came across an article pertaining to Jordan Neely, who was unfortunately robbed of life by Daniel J. Penny. And if this does not call to attention that Daniel J. Perry needs to go down for murder, I don't know what other evidence Alvin Bragg needs. I'm sorry, folks. I'm still trying to figure this out. You have video, you have eyewitness testimony, you have everything to get this guy and sit him down in a jail cell until he makes bail. And Alvin Bragg is out here shuffling his feet. I tell a lie. He's shuffling his tusks. No, not tusks. What do they call it? Hoofs. Yes. Elephant hoofs. Yes. I know this ain't the way y'all want to start off the day, but we got to do it, family. This is via the New Yorker about 3 or 4 days ago. Tabernacle. Now, we're going to start here because this is where I saw it. Eyewitness News, ABC 7 up in New York. I want y'all to listen to this story. Just so it'll give you a refresher course, and it'll also lead into what I'm going to read.
Expected tonight, this after 10 people were arrested during protests last night to call attention to the death of Jordan Neely, the mentally ill man on the subway who died after he was put into a chokehold by another passenger. Manhattan District Attorney leading the investigation into Neely's death and whether or not that other passenger should face criminal charges. It's a kind of perfect storm of the problems facing New York City. Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim live in Times Square with the new developments. Stefan.
Well, Bill, the White House tonight demanding a thorough investigation into Jordan Neely's death. Demonstrators are gathering here in Times Square demanding an arrest. A rowdy protest last night with the mayor saying there are outsiders infiltrating these protests, trying to agitate. It was a raucous night last night, bloody mayhem, with 10 protesters arrested outside the Broadway Lafayette station where Jordan Neely was choked to death. In the crowd of about 150, police say they found this Molotov cocktail. It did not explode, but cops don't know who brought it. Also among the arrested, a veteran photojournalist.
I saw that his eyes were staring off and that he was limp. I went to pour a little water on Jordan Neely's head, and Daniel Penny came up and told me to stop.
Meanwhile, this rider on the train Neely was choked on says he regrets walking away because other riders told him Neely had a pulse. And with this to say about Daniel Penny, the man seen choking him.
If he didn't have the intention of killing Jordan Neely, I believe that at the least he did not have consideration for his life because he was poor, homeless, and black.
Protesters are calling for the arrest of the Marine veteran. Penny says he was defending himself and others after Neely harassed and threatened them. Mr. Mayor, have you been in touch with Jordan Neely's family?
That's not why he died. Stop saying he was poor, homeless, and black. That's not why he died. He died because some punk ass white boy saw an opportunity to take out a black person, and he figured because he's white, he's going to get away with it. I need y'all to start saying what it is.
On a reporter being detained by NYPD.
The mayor, for his part, ducked questions today after speaking at a National Urban League summit on public safety at John Jay College. But in prepared remarks, the mayor called for compassion.
My heart breaks when we lost young Jordan. Many people miss the fact that Jordan is my son's name. We cannot be so.
No, he did not just pull the Obama move. He just pulled my son could be Trayvon. I know he didn't just pull this. Boy, man, man. In New York City.
Is this your game?
This is who y'all voted for. Y'all didn't want to vote for the white man and take your chances and clean up your state. You didn't take your chances with Lee Zeldin to clean up your state. You picked a black man and a white woman who do not have your best interests at heart, who were openly telling you this, and you're seeing the results. The city that always says, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. I guess if you can griff here, you can griff anywhere. I guess that's what y'all should call it from now on. But he pulled the Obama move. All right.
So encompassed and so thoughtful on talking about merely how this young man died without answering the question, how was he living?
Also in attendance, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg.
How this young man died, the fact that Jordan is my son's name. We cannot be so encompassed and so thoughtful on talking about merely how this young man died without answering the question, how was he living?
Also in attendance, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, as a grand jury may convene this week to weigh possible charges against Penny. For the first time, we are now hearing from the DA about this case.
Sometimes people peer into the silence and look at that as if, well, the office isn't doing anything or it's not important. It's quite the contrary.
What? What did that man just say?
Now, as for the mayor, he has previously said he's reached out to the Neely family several times, but a family spokesperson says they have not yet talked to the mayor, but would not say why. The family has, however, confirmed funeral plans this Friday in Harlem. Reporting live in Times Square, Stefan Kim, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you for that, Stefan. This story and the conversation it has sparked among so many people in this city about how to help people struggle with mental illness. It'll all be part of an Eyewitness News.
Open back up the mental institutions. There you go. Problem solved. All right. Oh, Grandma, good morning. Oh, you're going to love what I'm about to read. Now, y'all saw the title. That's right. Daniel J. Perry and others on the train said to a Good Samaritan, do not help him. Again, folks, if that doesn't scream that he needs to be charged with murder and the other ones involuntary manslaughter, I don't know what else y'all need. Tabernacle. New Yorker magazine. An eyewitness to Jordan Neely's death. It's shameful. Johnny Grima, a formerly homeless man who was aboard the train in which Neely was choked to death, said, there's no getting around it. This was on May 6th. So this was a day before. No, was this? No. May 6th was Saturday. So this was a day after we found out who Daniel J. Penny was. We got his name. This goes to show y'all how white supremacy works. The slow rollout. Shout out to Jason Black. He covered this on Saturday. The weekend is always when they give out the garbage news, unless something big happens like the coronation. But here you go. He could have put this out on Friday. Hell, he could have put this out Thursday. Last year, after Mayor Adams stepped up sweeps of homeless encampments in New York, Johnny Grima became one of the most visible homeless activists in the city. Grima was a resident of Anarchy Row, a holdout encampment on 9th Street off Tompkins Square Park, and he was a voluble and eloquent presence at many of the street demonstration and protests that broke out in response to the sweeps. Grima, who is in his late 30s, describes himself as a second generation homeless. He spent much of the scamdemic on the streets of New York. Quote, I want apartments for all my homeless people, he chanted over and over again during the sweep of Anarchy Row last April. He refused to leave his tent even as police collapsed it on top of him. A few months later, Grima succeeded in navigating the city's notoriously labyrinth and dysfunctional shelter system and secured an apartment in a supportive housing facility where he has lived since. On Monday, Grima and a friend, James Kings, happened to be riding on the same subway train in which Jordan Neely, a homeless man and street performer, see what they're doing, was killed by an ex-Marine named Daniel Penny. Penny has not been charged with any crime and could not be reached for comment. His lawyers released a statement saying that Penny acted in self-defense and never intended to harm Mr. Neely and could not have foreseen his untimely death. Once again, we're going to prove that this is a lie. CRU Realty, good morning. We're going to prove how this is a lie. In a partial video of the incident that has been posted online, Grima can be heard and seen in moments after Neely pinned down by Penny and two other men stopped moving. Don't put him on his back, though, man. He might choke on his own spit, Grima said. Put him on his side. Notice when y'all saw the video that they're circulating around now on social media of them putting him in recovery. You don't hear that. I challenge y'all to go find that video where they put him in recovery and see if you hear Mr. Grima saying that. Okay. Grima, who has described his own life at times as a nightmare, is distraught by what he witnessed on Monday. On Wednesday, he helped organize a vigil for Neely in the same subway station where he died. When I called Grima on Friday, okay, so he called him on Friday, so I was wrong. I said he should have put this out Thursday, but he talked to him on Friday. Okay. He was getting in and out of subways, traveling around the city. His voice broke several times as he recounted what he'd seen. His account has been condensed and edited. Me and my friend James were on our way home, my home, a supportive living apartment. We got it on an Uptown F at 2nd Avenue. We needed to change to the D at preferably Broadway Lafayette. That's the next station. At first, we didn't notice that the train stopped because we were deep in conversation. We were talking about something, not paying attention to where we were at. Then we heard an announcement, the conductor saying for NYPD to come to one of the cars. I looked up at that point and noticed that we were at Broadway Lafayette. I said, oh, we got to transfer anyway. Let's get off and go check out what's going on over there. We were maybe 4 or 5 cars down. We went up to where it's happening. There was a whole bunch of people crowding around the train car, some people filming. I had to squeeze through to take a look, a pretty intimidating scene. I looked. I didn't know anybody at the time. I didn't know anything about any of these people. I didn't know that Jordan Neely was homeless. I didn't know that Daniel Penny was an ex-Marine. I saw Penny holding Neely by the neck and another guy holding on to Neely as if he was still resisting. Ooh. PD Chicago, hello. So he wasn't resisting. So why were you still holding? Oh, shit. Here we go. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. Where was I? Fuck. I lost my place. Hold on 1 second. Where it's happening, there was a whole bunch of people crowding around the train car. Some people filming. I had to squeeze through to take a look. A pretty intimidating scene. I didn't know anybody at the time. I didn't know anything about these people. All right, I read all that. Oh, here we go. I saw Penny holding Neely by the neck and another guy holding on to Neely as if he was still resisting. Neely was staring off. But honestly, at that moment, I didn't know how long they had him. 15 minutes. That's what some of the witnesses are saying. Even though white people and their bootlegs are trying to tell you it was only 3 minutes. Okay. But honestly, at the moment, I didn't know how long they had him. The way they were holding him was as if they had just had the craziest fight or something. They're holding on to him for dear life. Somebody was filming, and this person finally said, "You got to let him go." They finally let him go, and he just fell limp. There were many 20 some people outside the train car. I was looking in the window. I was like, something is effing wrong, because I was looking at him and he was staring off into space. His eyes were dead. He wasn't not moving. But the thing is, these guys that choked him the F out were saying that he was still breathing, that he still had a pulse. They were acting in such a way that no one else could come next to him. DSA 1, hello. Oh, Grandma said there was a Marine that did that mass shooting in Texas. Look how fast they gave up his information, but he was Latino. Damn, it must feel good to be pink. Someone is always looking out for you. Well, Daniel J. Penny comes from cops, so that goes a long way. Let's continue. I told him to put him on his side. I didn't believe that he was dead. I'd never seen a dead body before. I didn't want him choking on his own spit or vomit. I had my water bottle in my hand. I wanted to try to check him out, but I was intimidated by these people. I didn't know anybody. I wasn't not trying to get stabbed. I tried to move in. I poured a little water on his forehead. Son of a bitch. So that video must have been after the video of him going in recovery must have been after he tried something. And Daniel Penny came over and told me to stop. He shuffled me out. This cocksucker, Daniel J. Penny, must think he was back in the war. Bruh. And you know Alvin Bragg saw this. He read this. His people's, man. The prosecution got they got a slam dunk case. That man got to go away. Somebody go get Johnny Grima and hide this man out till the trial. Because you know they're going to try something on this man. Just as my train was arriving, the police showed up. I told them to do CPR on him. Then I left. But like I said, I didn't think he was dead because they were saying he was breathing. It's upsetting as F. It's ruining my life right now. We got to bang out right now. Bang out the truth. It's shameful. There's no getting around it. I won't feel better until they effing arrest this guy for murdering him. And I'm not about all that police-ish and people going to prison. The only reason they're letting him off is the race of the people involved. If that was a white woman he choked to death, he'd be in a cell right now. So what does that mean? That a black man's life is worth less than a white woman's life. That's what that means. That's why I went to the police over this effing ish. And I will never do that. This is a racist, disgusting attack on a beloved black homeless street performer. And even if he wasn't a beloved street performer, we'd love him anyway. He didn't deserve that. No one deserves that. They're treating him like he's less than everybody else because he's black and he's homeless and he had mental health issues. I feel so effing bad about what happened. Just this morning, I'd seen a homeless guy with mental health issues in the corner of a train. I offered him a couple cigarettes. I told him, look, man, you got to be careful. A homeless guy just got murdered on the train. He said, yeah, I know. I told him, people love you, man. Stay safe. I feel scared for homeless people who are out there right now because people are murdering them. Somebody go get Grima a ticket somewhere and let him hide out till the trial. But let's go back. I want y'all to hear this again. I had my water bottle in my hand. I wanted to try to check him out, but I was intimidated by these people. I didn't know anybody. I wasn't not trying to get stabbed. I tried to move in. I poured a little water on his forehead, and Daniel Penny came over and told me to stop. He shuffled me out. I need y'all to screenshot this and put this on every one of your social medias. I'm finna do it right now. I'm putting this on my Twitter. This scumbag needs to be under the jail. You had assistance from people who genuinely cared about the well-being of Jordan Neely. Your punk ass told them, do not do anything. And you shuffled him out. So you wanted to play God. Okay. Let me tell you something, white supremacists. This is not a game you're going to win. I promise you. I just did it. Brother Torian Rain, good morning. Reminds me of Zimmerman when he told him not to do anything, killed Trayvon anyway. Killed him anyway. Yep. It's funny. New Black Media tells you all these things and it comes out to pass. It's funny. Jason Black was right. They like to put out news, the garbage news, on Friday. This wasn't garbage news. This should have been massively viral. But we get it. It's the New Yorker. It's a liberal rag. We get it. This is important information that we needed. This also calls into attention that the NYPD did not, I repeat, did not do their job sufficiently, which we've been telling y'all this for years. They don't do their job sufficiently when it comes to handling cases where the black person's the victim. Oh, trust and believe, family. If Jordan Neely got choked out in front of one of those nice Park Avenue penthouse buildings, or over there, what is it, on Columbus Circle, where them condos go for about 3 million for a 1 bedroom, trust and believe those folk up there would have raised hell. As racist as those white people are, because they know they don't want their neighborhood being associated with that. But it was Broadway Lafayette. That's downtown. That's near y'all's Chinatown. That's near the Village. Trust and believe, if he got done in Greenwich Village, oh, the LGBT would have been at Mayor Adams' house. Daniel J. Perry would have been arrested the next day. The Freedom Tower, if he got choked out at that subway station, Battery Park City would have been outside. But the simple fact that NYPD let him go home without confirming the condition of the victim, because we all know if the roles were reversed, that black man who choked out the white man would he wouldn't even be with questioning. They wouldn't even talk to him. They would wait until they found out what happened and then arrested him, then pulled out the yellow pad and made him sign a confession. They let the methed out Logan Paul go home to his daddy in West Islip. I hope y'all all took the screenshot and put it on your social media. Make sure you hashtag it Jordan Neely. Hell, you could even start a new hashtag. Arrest Daniel Penny. He willfully stopped a Good Samaritan from helping this brother that probably could have saved his life, because pouring water on him would have at least kept him conscious. All right. You got it. Y'all finna learn. Y'all finna learn. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here, get some breakfast. I will see y'all again at 11 a.m. where we're going to chop up this fable on Howard Stern. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to put the link in the chat so you guys can click it, put the notification on, and get ready, because we're going to have some fun with this. We're going to have some fun with this. All right, y'all. Take care. Stay safe out there. Watch out for your people, because we all we got. And y'all know what to do when the agitators of peace come to mess up your existence.